Hello. Yep, that's it. There's nothing else to say. You don't know why. I don't know why either. But that's what it is. That's what it is today. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a cape, I like to wear blankets as a cape. It makes me comfortable. I don't know. Just is. Something feels good about it. I don't know. But today I'm here to talk about you. Talking all about you. Yes. Well, I don't know you, but you know I know you, even though I don't know you. And that's strange. But somehow it all makes sense. And you don't even know what we're saying, but somehow we're still speaking. I mean, you can't you can't make it up. You can't make any of this up. Like, sitting there on your pocket TV, listening to a man ramble who's wearing a blanket as a cape. What is life? Nobody knows. But yeah, we just still go along as if it's completely normal. Not even a second to stop and ask and wonder, what is it? What is all of it? Nobody knows. But still, everything goes. What a strange mystery this is. Perhaps the greatest one. I mean, how does it go if nobody knows? If nobody knows what's going on, what's going on, you know? It just happens anyway, regardless. So the question is, where's it all going? Well, I mean, we don't even know where we're at to know where we're going, let alone where we could go. I'm just saying, it's a little bit weird, but this is how it goes. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But that's the fun. If everybody did know, or even if one person knew, you probably wouldn't believe them either. How would you, hey, he's the guy who knows. Would you believe him? No, probably not. Even if he told you, hey, this is what it is. Would you believe him? No. You don't even believe yourself. You don't even believe yourself. The stuff you're telling yourself. I don't believe myself. That's why I'm speaking about you. I'm speaking about me too. You don't believe any of this. But here you are with a TV in your pocket. Just having something, you know, a TV in your pocket, a walk to walk. and a talk's a talk. That's all it is. At the end of the day, all of the world is just, it's a place full of stuff and things where people go around and gather stuff and do things. That's all it is. You might think it's even trivial. You might say, "Wow, now that I know what that is, it's kind of boring, kind of trivial." But in comparison, what would be trivial? What would be the opposite end of that? What would be the other experience that makes this one trivial? I don't know. I guess that's something you'll just have to find out. Perhaps maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what we're doing. Maybe we're just traveling. Traveling through experience. Traveling through an iteration of expression, of which there are multitudes. Maybe that's all it is. This is just one way of being and doing stuff and things, as the English language would have it. I mean, what a silly, silly game, you know? What a silly game. I guess if this is what you came here for, I don't know if you got it. Or if I took it away, or perhaps realize that you never lost it in the first place. I don't know. Why do I have to be cryptic? Why do I have to be vague? 'Cause that's all there is. It's the only way. I was gonna make a video about language and it being the barrier, but all this explanation, boring. Why not just be? You already know. I already know. Can't we just be and stop pretending? What is this? That's the question I'm asking. What is this? Even with the tone of voice and the look on my face. You gotta remember that. What is this? I don't know. Do you know? Does anybody know? But if we knew, what would the other options be? And would we prefer differently? These are the questions. You know the answers, but see, that's the beauty in duality. Is you can play sides and you can play games of polarity, and you can say, gosh, I really wish I knew the answer. But the question implies the answer, as the great Alan Watts would say. You know, the question implies the answer. So you know the answers to these questions. But it's better when you pose the question rhetorically. I don't know. Just sounds better. it rings out in the echo, the reverberation of that frequency is more beautiful in a song than repetitive frequencies that sustain and drone out. Maybe if you do think of it like a song, it's something interesting. Sometimes you want certain frequencies to resonate and give them space to breathe. This is the extrapolation of my mind onto the canvas of my voice, I guess you could say. I could be sophisticated. I'm not trying to be sophisticated. This is just who I am. I don't know what to say. But my most honest expression is all that I have. So I gotta use it wisely, I guess. And you'd say the same too. But I don't know. These are just words coming out of a man sitting in a chair that he didn't pay for. You can take that however you want, but society doesn't owe you anything. And it's not gonna give you anything either. But you owe yourself something. You owe yourself the respect and the honor to stay true. And sometimes that means not acting. So you can make space for what does resonate. Maybe you hit a wrong note. Maybe you hit a wrong note. And it just doesn't. You gotta let that one. You gotta reset. Give it some space to breathe before you play your next note. Sometimes that's just what you gotta do. Hey, if you're following along, perhaps maybe we could see more of this. This was just a fun experiment. But let me know how you're doing. And I don't know. Come up with your own expression. Be yourself, but do it loudly. I don't care what it is or who you think it's gonna offend. Or even if people think you're weird. This is just how weird I am, and I love it. But you might think I'm crazy. I don't care. So I'm telling you, you do the same. Whatever that looks like. I don't know what that is, but you hear me. Anyway, I got stuff I gotta deal with. I'll talk to you later. See ya.